My stepson said make me leave, so I made him. I, 39F, live with my husband, 39 meters, and 3 children, 19 meters, 13F, and 5 meters, only the youngest is shared with my husband and the other 2 are from previous relationship. My husband is the only parent working. My, 19 meters, son moved out over a year ago but was back within 6 months and living in our lounge room on a mattress as we didn't have the spare bedroom. We had to move soon anyways as our lease was ending, so we discussed it with my son on what his plans were. As the current rental situation is hard to get into, he decided to stick it out at home. He was working full-time bringing in about $1,000 per week. We moved into a new bigger house giving everyone their own space. We discussed with him to pay his way, $180 for rent, $40 for all bills and $100 towards food. This he agreed to. Shortly after moving into the new house my son was made redundant and received a payout, which he spent most of it on Uber Eats. Since then he hasn't paid for anything, is currently about 13 weeks behind on rent. He refuses to look for work, refuses to help out around the house, doesn't clean up after himself and sleeps all day and up all night playing on his Xbox. Recently the company my husband worked for was liquidated and we were left with nothing to pay the bills or get food. The last few weeks have been really hard trying to feed everyone and keep the bills paid. We still haven't gotten a full payment and are now behind on everything. Since this has happened we have had to limit food to make it last, which my son has been eating non-stop at night, enough for 2 to 3 people per meal, and just doesn't seem to care when I bring it up with him. It has gotten to the point where I don't eat so that the kids can. He just got his tax done and straight away he has ordered Uber Eats again while the rest of us struggle. He just doesn't care and expects us to pay and cover him financially, which we can't afford to do. Even though I wasn't his direct parent, one night he had a very noisy call with his friends, and the kids had school the next day. I shut off his Xbox, and yelled at him to get out. He stood up right in my face and said make me, so I did. Go to part 2.